No worries. Alright, spawning up here in the top left in blue from Team Unrivaled. He is down 2-0 in this series so far. This is a best of 7. So he still can come back. We've seen crazier things happen in the world of StarCraft. There's our blue Terran player from Team Unrivaled. It is Doc. And in the bottom left in orange from CTsix, showing that early aggression is a good thing in TVT. It is Guluheend. Alright, so these are Doc's map choices. He's definitely trying to choose the bigger maps in the pool that he can. Play to his mech advantage if he can. A little bit longer rush distance for him to try to deal with these early pushes that are coming from Guluheend, hopefully. But I don't think Guluheend's going to split up on that. He's doing pretty much the same thing every game. He's going for this Rax, and then I imagine he'll throw down the gas here in just a second. He's actually going to go scout. I mean, that's a really early scout. That's a super early scout for a TVT. So maybe trying to do something with that. Alright, may just be he's worried. Ooh, no, he's doing something with that. Alright, this will be fun. It is on, well, basically as far away from a base as it can be. Well, I guess it could be further if Doc had spawned up here. So we're going to see 2 barracks, I imagine just Reapers. 2 barracks Reaper can be extremely surprising, and Doc has been going for, well, I think like 2 Marines and then a reactor. It'll be good that he's going to have a bunch of Marines out, but I'm not sure if he's going to have enough to deal with this. There's a lot of space to actually jump up as a Reaper on this map, so is this really going to put Doc in an awkward position, especially since it's going to be extremely difficult. To, well, scout it out, but it's going to happen. It's a 4-player map. You have to find your opponent first, and you have to find the random location he put a proxy barracks. Yeah, it is just going to be 2 barracks worth of Reapers coming out here. Early command center for Doc. He's going to get these 2 Marines, and I imagine we're going to see. I love that move there by Guluheend. It's actually, he uses the SCV to attack the Marines, so it's even at a lower health level for this first Reaper to come up and kill off pretty easily. So we are going to have a reactor. That's really all there's going to be for Doc. He's going to have a reactor of Marines that gets 2 Reapers at a time, and I really don't think Guluheend's going to stop on the Reapers for a while. He's got no reason to. He can just continue pumping these out. He's up to 3. Well, he's only up to 2 right now. What am I seeing? Oh, another SCV. So I guess he's gonna. Wow, this Reaper got shot up quite a bit. I'm really confused. What happened? Where are the Marines? Marines, where are you? Okay. I completely missed that Reaper going up, but this SCV is gonna start building some bunkers. And yeah, once that starts happening, this is going to be a slow push to doom for Doc. Luckily, Doc does have a factory on the way, but I'm really unsure if he's going to be able to get that factory up before there are 2 mini Reapers that they're just going to one-shot a Hellion. However, Guluheend has kind of given Doc enough time to get up a decent count of Marines. There are 4 Reapers over here, and it looks like this is all there's going to be from Guluheend. I don't think 4 Reapers are really going to be able to deal with the amount of Marines we have here. We do have 6 Marines already, and going up at pretty much the worst possible position. And yeah, this is over, and this has done nothing. So Guluheend just waited way too long. He still has 4 Reapers, so this can be annoying, but Doc can start almost splitting up his units to deal with this. He's going to run directly into another Reaper. Reaper does get a kill, and luckily enough, it did shoot at the 1 Marine that had basically no health on it. So good for you, Reaper. Good for you. Now we have Reactor Hellions coming out, and that's going to be the end of these Reapers doing really much of anything. Doc already has a command center finished. Gulu may go for a 3rd command center. Yeah, there he is. Going for a 3rd command center here. Realizing he's going to be a little bit behind economy-wise with going for this 2 rack sort of build. Not too much lost here for Guluheend. He really hasn't put himself too far behind. He is behind 7 workers already at this stage of the game. That's pretty hefty, but not too big of an issue. I think the main problem comes in the fact that Doc can actually be the aggressor in this game if he really wants to. Once he gets up a decent Hellion count, he could try to roll into into Guluheend's base and hope that there isn't really much there to deal with those Hellions. And right now there isn't. I mean, we've got 5 Hellions on the map. They're going to roll all the way over. Well, has he actually seen? No. Luckily for Guluheend, Doc hasn't actually scouted out where Guluheend is. So it's going to take a long time for these Hellions to get over there. And doing that, that means that Guluheend is able to set up and get a lot more Marines out. He does have 2 barracks worth of units being produced. Actually, I'm not sure if he's going to continue producing. There he goes. I wasn't sure if he's going to continue producing Marines or not, but he is. Starport momentarily did land on that tech lab, but not going to be Banshees this game. Just going to get that stem up as soon as he can. So he start his bio push in a little bit. So I'm curious if I guess Doc's going to go for this mech play once again. He does have a Banshee on the way with Cloak, but there's already a turret up in the main here for Gulu. One Hellion does poke on in. It's going to get shooed away pretty easily. And most of the Hellions did return home. He just wanted to scout it and figure out where Guluheend was. So Doc can now actually scan and see what is going on in this base. Reapers did get in. Gonna get a few more worker kills, it seems. Marines are pretty slow, but Hellions are here to save the day. So the Reapers will die off. They do get a couple of kills, and it actually has evened up the worker count for the time being right now. With this third command center finished up here for Guluheend, Guluheend's gonna start getting pretty far ahead in the worker count, get ahead in that mule count as well, which is a pretty big deal. Doc does have a command center here, so he is starting his third command center as well. And still, he knows nothing. He knows absolutely nothing right now. He is going for a mech play, but, this is the best setup he has had. Doc actually has an 85 to 64 supply lead, 41 to 23 army supply lead right now. Sadly, there are no tanks. No tanks here for Doc, so he's not going to be able to really do too much right now with this advantage. There's a Hellion on the high ground being pretty annoying. He doesn't get any kills, but he does see that the third base is coming in, so he knows that's a threat. He doesn't know the third base has happened, but Doc's third base has just now finished up. Where are the Banshees? Where are the Banshees? I know there's another Banshee somewhere. Okay. So the 2 Banshees up, but that's about it right now for Doc. No Blue Flame just yet. He does have Cloak. That's the only upgrade he really has. His first armory is on the way. Yeah. Stem finishing up here for Guluheend, so his bio army is going to get a lot more powerful here pretty quickly. Nice scouting marine there by Guluheend, able to see all this massive Hellions coming his way. With Stem having finished up, but that's still just that is a few too many Hellions for Guluheend to deal with, and well, they're going to get on the high ground and just start picking away at SCVs when they can. There is a tank here, but the tank actually, well, the tank can only fire here. These Hellions are doing a lot of nice work here, so Doc playing very well. Finally getting a chance to set up his mech army the way he wants to. Gets a few worker kills, gets a few unit kills as well. Gets some Marines that have killed off, and all those Reapers that get killed earlier. And so far in this game, only 2 SCVs, 2 Hellions, and a Marine have been lost here for Doc. So much better setup than the previous games for him, at least so far. Doc finally getting his third base down. He's going to be able to get up his next 2 gases and really start getting that mech production. He's going to have 2 tanks at a time, as well as some Hellions and some Vikings. So this is going to start getting scary here for Guluheend. And what does Guluheend really have to deal with this? He's got a couple tanks of his own. He's got 2 tanks sitting the mineral line. He wants to defend this third base. Blue Flame about to finish up for Doc. He's going to roll on in here, get on top of these 2 tanks. And, well, he's going to kill pretty much everything at this base. There is a Raven. It could have done something, but Guluheend's going to surround this army. The tank was not sieged up behind this. Banshees do cloak, so there's not much they can deal with that. There isn't any Raven or anything. 2-point defense drones doing a nice bit of work. Going to be able to take out the rest of this army here. And Doc with a bunch of Hellions left over. He's going to force the lift off at least of this base. He did get a few worker kills. He's actually got a pretty decent amount of worker kills. This army will eventually maybe get cleaned up by Guluheend, but really at the cost of, well, pretty much everything he possibly has. He's being forced to lift, get back to his natural base and try to defend there, but now Doc has a 30 supply lead. For the first time, Doc is finally able to put some sort of lead into his favor. Trying to see the tank, but at a pretty bad position. A bunch of Marauders did take that out, but again, Banshees is going to town. No. Is there 0? Okay, there's 1 scan. There's 1 scan available for the Banshee. There's a turret here. More Hellions getting into the mineral line. That's a lot more SCVs here. 35 workers have been killed off here by Doc. And Doc looking poised to take his first game of this series. Just needs to be able to put down the killing blow as soon as he possibly can. He's just trying to rally units across the map. He really doesn't have too much over here. He's got a few tanks on the way. He's adding in some more factories for the extra production. This has been cleaned up. This has finally been cleaned up. But Guluheend has really lost a lot here. 36 workers in total were killed. Yeah, he does have his 3rd CC, but so does Doc. Doc has a much bigger army right now. 48 army to 28 army supply. This army supply includes 2 tanks and a bunch of Hellions compared to just a few Marines here and a couple Marauders. They do have 1-1, that's nice. They're gonna have +2 on the way. But really, there isn't really much left over here for Guluheend. As soon as Doc is able to put together a decent sized army, he will push forward. And on top of this, our few Vikings here, actually Guluheend picking up at basically the worst time possible. He actually used his boost as well. The medevac with most of the units just went down. There's not much here for Doc, but it will clean up the rest of this army, and even killing off a couple of medevacs at a time is a big deal. SCV is evacuating from this 3rd base. It's going to go for the SCV kill. Holy crap. SCV's lined up. Oh, that shot. That has killed 11 more SCVs. I think that shot killed 9 alone. The rest of this army here for Guluheend has been killed off. A couple more units just trickling in, but that's not nearly enough to deal with the force that Doc has up front. Even has some Hellbats into this. Guluheend with a tank on the high ground, but that's not going to matter. For all intents and purposes, this game is finally going to be over. And there we go. GG. Doc going to take his first game of the series. It's now going to be 2-1 here. This is a best of 7.